Hi, this is Annika, and today I want to talk about the power and beauty of meeting somebody where they are at. So, I recently had an experience where I was in a group that is all about authentic connecting, authentic relationships, just being authentic with one another. And for reasons, um, I was feeling very protective that day. So there were a couple things that had happened, and I felt defensive and kind of distant. Like I was, like my protection, my self protection was activated, my defenses. And so I was kind of holding myself in a more distant, protected way than what some people in the group who have known me for a while and have seen much more open, soft, vulnerable expressions of myself were used to. And in this particular instance, there was a woman who was really troubled by the way I was showing up in this protected way, and she asked me what she could do to make me be closer to her. Like, what could she do to make me want to be closer to her? And I felt really confused by that question. In my self-protective state, that didn't really make any sense to me. To me, that felt like I should be doing something differently. Like, it's not okay to be protected the way I am protected right now. And so that felt even more threatening. I heard that as like, you should be different, like you're not giving me the intimacy that I want. So you should be doing something differently. So to give me the connection that I want. It's not what she said, but this is how I heard what she said, right? At one point she actually said, "Where's Annika? Like, can we just make this part go away? This, like hard, like distant part. Can you just make that go away so I can see Annika?" And my reaction was like, whoa, wait a second. Like, we're not making any parts go away. That's not what I do. I don't shut parts of myself away anymore. And this is me too. So I hear that this is really uncomfortable, that you're not used to experiencing me the way that I'm currently showing up. And I get that. And it's uncomfortable for me too. I mean, I prefer like an open, warm, vulnerable, intimate connection. But that's how it is right now. This is who I am right now. And yeah, and so then I stayed defensive throughout the whole time. I just felt I experienced so much of what happened after that as different iterations on, you should be different. Change. Like, let us help you change so that way you can show up in the way you normally do or in the way that is more desirable and comfortable for us. And yeah, I left feeling very activated, very stressed, and very lonely. And then a few days later, I was in a similar context with different people. But it was another one of those things where we were trying to be as authentic as possible. And the same thing happened. I showed up very protected and very defended. And it went differently this time. So one of the people in the group actually said something similar, like, I'm not used to seeing you like this. This is really uncomfortable, and I would like to be closer to you. However, he did not ask me to change. So he didn't say, what can I do to make you be closer, or what can you do to change yourself? He just shared what it was like for him to be with me in this way. He said it was hard. It felt kind of hurtful to him. It felt disconnected, and there was sadness for him. And then he made some space for me to share how I was feeling in that moment, which was the same. It also felt hard and it felt disconnected, and I felt disappointed that this is what was happening. And then in that moment of just being very, very real about our experience of that moment, something started to open up in me. And he asked me what I was experiencing and what do I want? You know, he just said, like, what do you want? And it wasn't a, what do you need so you can show up differently? It was, what do you need? What do you want? And that just opened. It just felt like, oh, I get to be this way. Like, I can be here and be the way I am. And so it opened up this space. This hardness just cracked, and I started crying, and I said, I just want to be loved like this too. Like, I want to be able to come here with my walls and my defenses and my protections and be loved just like that as well. And in that moment, I felt a transformation. I felt that hardness that I had around me as a protective wall that was shutting people out. I felt it transform into something that felt like a boundary. So it felt like there was this brick wall. And in that first group, it felt like everyone was trying to take that brick wall down. In the second group, it felt like I got loved with my brick wall. I was welcomed with my brick wall, and that allowed the brick wall to turn into an organic boundary membrane. So it didn't get taken down. Nobody tried to take it down, but it transformed from this hard, dead thing into this beautiful, like I had this image in my mind of this membrane, like that was pulsing with like light. I mean, that's how it showed up in my mind. And so this membrane then took the same space that the brick wall had, and it just felt like an organic part of myself, and it was permeable. Like I could now let the others in, and I could let my own self relate through that membrane. And so, it was an incredible experience to see that wall not taken down, not just tolerated, but loved, and then feel it transform into this beautiful boundary. And I could see myself grow within that boundary. I now felt expanded, and I just felt so much more present, and I felt able to relate to the others in the group in a way that I had not been able to relate to others ever before. And it's a permanent change. I've noticed it since then, how my capacity to be present with others has expanded through that transformation. And so that story, that experience was just such a powerful, powerful reminder for me to value being met exactly where I'm at, and to commit myself to meeting others where they are. So when they are meeting me with a wall, to not try to take their wall down, to not try to change them, to not try to get them to be closer to me, but to reveal what it's like for me to be with them exactly the way they are, even with that wall that they've got thrown up between me and them. And then give them a chance. Give the space of unconditional love in which that wall then has the opportunity to transform into a boundary within which the other person can then grow. So it was something that I had believed and understood in theory, the difference between walls and boundaries. And then getting to experience this transformation was just an incredible experience. And it felt really beautiful and really reassuring, and reinforced the idea that there's nothing wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with our walls either. And we don't need some complicated program that was going to fix us or change us. We just need to be loved unconditionally, exactly the way we are. All right, thanks for checking in.